Well, hello YouTube fans. Happy Wednesday, happy comic book day. I know this one isn't out this week. This is the week number 2. This was out a couple of weeks ago, but my comic book in England only got it this week, so I've just picked it up this week. Now, what I want to do before I show you my comics for this week is give you my quick opinions on the week number 2. Right, so it's by Mr. Scott Snyder. He does Batman, doesn't he, for DC? But this one's actually done by Vertigo. I think Vertigo are like the adult wing, aren't they, of DC? They've got some nice slogans here, like defy rules, defy expectations, defy authority, defy limits. There we go, it's the page there. Defy. It's just carried through in the first two titles. Well, I say to defy things, you have to really shift the paradigm. I'll give you an example of paradigm shift. If you talk about politics, if you talk about not liking the Republicans or Democrats in America, or the Conservatives or Labour in the UK, you could say, right, I don't want to play the game by those rules anymore. I want to completely break the paradigm. I want to say that the entire political system is broken. I'm not even going to take part in it anymore. And then you work outside of the political paradigm. That's a paradigm shift. A paradigm tweak, I don't know if that actually is a thing, but I'm just inventing it for this example. A paradigm tweak would be to work within the system, maybe on a third party. In the UK, it would be something like a UKIP party. In America, it would be like the Ron Paul types, the libertarian types. So you're working within the system, you're not actually breaking the paradigm, you're just tweaking it a bit. And that's what I would say this book here is, the week number 2. There's no paradigm shifts going on here. Just some paradigm tweaks. I'll explain why. Right, the beginning of the book, we have some really good art. There's a shark. Can't go wrong with sharks, can you? Sharks attacking strange-looking creatures. We'll find out what those creatures are later on in the comic, actually. I mean, the entire plot and idea of this entire, I think it's 10-part issue, all comes together in issue number 2, really. What we have a underwater like group of government-sponsored scientists and types investigating a mysterious, looks like a mermaid. There you go, there's a mermaid they've caught. This is all explained quite nicely, really, what's happening here by the main protagonist of the comic. Again, she's your pretty much stereotypical strong, independent, single mum type. So there's no paradigm shifts going on there, really. I don't think there's any mention of a father to a son. Fathers aren't important anymore, really, are they? To a liberal, fatherhood is not important. It's all about the mum, and we have the same thing going on here. Here we go. If I just read this to you, there's a theory that started in the 1930s. It's actually about the 1960s in the real world, but in this comic it's 1930s, about something called the aquatic ape. It posits that about 5 million years ago, because of predation and climate change, our earliest ancestors started spending more time in the water than out of it. And in doing so, we developed mutations that made us better suited to the water. So what they're saying is, if you take Darwin's original theory of evolution, we didn't turn from aquatic creatures into like little scribbly type things, into monkeys and into humans. We actually, somewhere along the line, we actually went back into the water and became almost like amphibian types. I say this is not a paradigm shift because it still ties into Darwin's theory of evolution. There's even mention of climate change there, wasn't there? So it's using the current paradigm and tweaking it a bit to get a story out of it, really. I mean, this stuff, the aquatic ape stuff, is really not new. It was being talked about in the 1960s, in the 70s, 80s. It sort of petered out a bit in the 90s, and now Scott Snyder's bringing it back in 2013. So this is nothing new. Doesn't mean it's not interesting, though. Doesn't mean it's not interesting. It's just nothing new. And what we have in this comic here is this. Where is he? I'll find a good drawing of him. This mermaid. He's being kept in it's like an underwater base, really, in like a little fish tank stroke cage. At the end of the comic, he escapes. He starts attacking the humans. And going back to issue number 1, I think what we're going to see here over the next few issues is return of these amphibious aquatic apes taking over the world. So these creatures, we thought died off in evolutionary terms, again the same paradigm, hundreds of years ago, are coming back, and they're going to fight against the humans that we us, and big catastrophes will happen, and maybe there'll be tidal waves over the world, and these creatures will come back and control the world again, which is why it's called the wake, I suppose. As in the wake, funeral, wake as a wave. But just don't take this review as complete criticism of what Scott Snyder's done here. I do find it interesting. I just don't find it a book that's particularly revolutionary. That's what I'm looking for, really. If you look at my reviews, the comics that get top reviews will be something with a paradigm shift, something with a good story, good art, and a paradigm shift. This one is a good story, it's good art, but the paradigm is set. So the highest rating I would ever give something like this, even if it's really good, is about 8.5. This issue here, issue number 2, explains a lot. I can see where it's going, so I'm not terribly enthused about what's going to happen next. However, I'm enjoying the artwork, and the aquatic ape theory. It's nice to see that old woman brought back into comic books again. It is quite interesting, probably more interesting than most things that go on in the comic book world right now. The main protagonist in the story, not particularly interesting. She's your, like I said before, your politically correct, cliched, strong, independent woman looking after her son, raising him by herself, which is pretty much what you expect from liberal mainstream writers nowadays. So let's wrap this one up. The Wake by Snyder, and decent art by Mr. Murphy. I'll give it a very strong 7 out of 10. Check it out. See ya.